Welcome everyone to the Hurting Humanity channel. You gotta love how the mainstream media continues to show Donald Trump signing all of these executive orders, and there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who are watching these live streams of Trump signing these executive orders that are being played so easily. It's so easy to figure out. I'm going to show you how manipulative and how deceptive they are. But they're being so played that they're in the chat applauding these things, and all they hear when he talks about some of these other executive orders that he's signing, like becoming the AI capital of the world, bringing in crypto, becoming the AI and crypto capital of the world, and bringing in science and technology commissions, aka Technocracy, to America, right? All they hear is wah, 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 because they don't understand what they're hearing. So they deliberately, strategically have Trump sign these orders, and then right after he signs these three orders, which are all globalist New World Order initiatives, what does he do? Well, he signs an executive order to get 23 people out of prison. What were they arrested for? They were arrested for being pro-life. So that's obviously all the conservatives are going to focus on, is hearing how Trump is getting these innocent people out of jail who should never have been put in jail in the first place. And we should never have allowed previous government regimes to imprison civilians over an opinion on pro-life or pro-choice, or actually allowing our government to normalize people, committing those acts who commit pro-choice acts with their children in the first place, right? So all they hear when they listen to the executive orders that he signed are him talking about 23 pro-life people who were being let out of prison. He calls it disgusting. And then, of course, saying he's going to release those documents finally on JFK, RFK, and MLK. This is manipulation at its finest, because he's literally telling you that he's going to sign these executive orders to bring about the Davos AI governance plan, which I just went through and did a video over on Nations Conspire, my other channel, breaking down his speech at the World Economic Forum, where, again, nobody pays attention. All they hear is wah, 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 when he's talking about all these New World Order initiatives. And when he says stuff like men are men and women are women, they just cheer. When he says he's going to release pro-life people from prison, they cheer and they say, that's our president, that's our guy. And they don't even realize that he's literally holding up the middle finger to anybody out there who's paying attention right in front of us, telling us he's going to bring in a digital currency, which, again, these fools think that crypto is some type of decentralized currency, that they're free from the Federal Reserve. They think somebody just randomly created crypto and the government didn't try to whack them, that the government didn't try to stop them, that the government didn't try to arrest them. This is the government's plan all along, and it's decentralized now so that you think you're free from the Federal Reserve, when in fact the plan is to enslave you with a digital currency. So all these people who are making money off of crypto don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. Good for them if they're making money off of investing in crypto. Sooner or later, they're going to snap out of it and realize the crypto deception was the government's plan all along, just like the artificial intelligence movement and the advancements in technology. This is all part of the New World Order's blueprint. So let me show you this, because Donald Trump just spoke at Davos and he talked about how he was going to accelerate. He was going to fast track getting AI dominance in America immediately. And all these people here is nothing that makes sense to them, because they don't understand what AI infrastructure means. It's a control grid. It's to control everything digitally, which means everything you say, do, and think will be controlled by your government. But they're thinking less government because they're only paying attention to Elon Musk talking about the Department of Government Efficiency and firing all these people who don't report to Congress and getting tax money back. Right? Here's $50 that you don't even have to give us anyway in the first place. Here, we'll give you a couple $100 back, just to not pay attention to what we're really doing in front of you, because you're consenting to this because you're not paying attention to it, right? They show you two things at once. Let's start with him literally signing three bills, one for AI to become America to become the AI capital of the world and dominate in AI. Two, for crypto, aka digital currency, for America to become the number one worldwide face of cryptocurrency. Number three, bringing in a science technology commission, which is his way of saying bringing in technocracy, which I'll get into after these clips. Listen.
This is an executive order on AI. We're basically announcing the administration's policy to make America the world capital in artificial intelligence and to dominate and to lead the world in AI.
Do you want to say your name, your full name?
David Sachs, AI and Crypto Czar.
David is one of the greatest in the world at AI. Most respected, probably, there is. So that should take us to the forefront, right?
Absolutely. We got to win.
Okay. Thank you. And this, David, is?
Yeah, this is the Crypto EO. We're going to be forming an internal working group to make to make America the world capital in crypto under your leadership.
Which is really going up, right?
Absolutely.
All right, David, that's for you. Thanks. You find them exciting? They might not be exciting, but we're going to make a lot of money for the country.
Thank you, sir.
And so is David. You have to check him out. There's nobody like this guy. They said, how did you get David Sachs? How did you do that? And he's doing it for the country more than anything else. So we appreciate it, David. Thank you very much.
This is an executive order establishing a presidential commission, an advisory commission on science and technology.
Good. You want to explain that a little bit?
The basic idea is to get together top people from government, the private sector, technology industry, as well as educational institutions, to make sure that America maintains its leadership position with respect to science and technology development in the years ahead.
Good.
So he signs these things right in front of your faces. If you're awake, this is him literally giving you the middle finger. Now, this is how mind control works, right? Because he does this while at the same time, right after those three, this is verbatim, right after those, okay, I'll play for you the other bills that he signs in a second. But again, when you hear that first clip, everybody out there who thinks they're awake, all they hear is wah, 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 wah. They literally hear Charlie Brown. They hear nothing that makes sense to them. So after he tells you, hey, I'm bringing all this stuff in that you don't understand or know about because you're too dumb, he does this and talks about how he's going to free people who should never have been in jail in the first place, and how, he's going to give us the information on JFK, RFK, and MLK, how there's a deep state government conspiracy. He's going to feed into all those people that think QAnon and the deep state, that QAnon isn't a creation of the so-called deep state. And of course, it is a creation of the globalists. They created Q. They're feeding into you, right? So here's Trump, your hero, giving you some of these things that people will focus on instead of paying attention to the other three bills that he just signed.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted. They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly people. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. They'll be very happy. So they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous. Okay?
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed.
So that's all they're going to hear. They're going to cheer. They're in the comment section. That's my president, right? Not talking about, hey, wait a minute. How are we allowing a government that works for us to arrest anyone who has a pro-life opinion who might be out holding picket signs or whatever these cases are? How are we allowing it as civilians? We should never allow it in the first place. But of course, we allow it, and they take. So Trump comes in as your hero. I'm going to release them from prison. We don't even know if these are real people in the first place, if it's Jane Doe or John Doe, or they're just videos that the government made viral to make you think that Biden was putting all these Christians in prison for saying that they were pro-life. So that's all they focus on. That's all they care about. And they don't even realize that he's enslaving them right in front of their faces, holding up a middle finger, right? And again, I won't go into detail because everybody who's followed my channel, I've talked about this for years. I've talked about what they're discussing in Davos. They're just discussing it right now, this week, in 2025. They've been discussing it for years, the fourth industrial revolution, which is AI governance. It takes an AI infrastructure to be able to have AI governance, to be able to have smart cities, right? So they have to sabotage. They've been sabotaging with Democrats, destroying the infrastructure so they can bring in and rebuild, aka build back better. The entire thing is about AI governance and an AI governance alliance. That's what Trump was just speaking to them about. He was just playing to his dumbed down audience that only hears things in black and white, like what's a man and what's a woman, but doesn't understand any of the stuff in regards to Greenland and Canada and the Club of Rome and these secret societies that are bringing in this global blueprint right now, right? So what were the things that he discussed? Again, cryptocurrency, right? How many of these people don't have a clue about cryptocurrency? The majority don't. Even people who invest don't get it. They don't get it. They're just thrilled that they're investing in crypto and they just keep getting money put in their pocket, right? Not thinking at some point in time that it could be shut off. Not thinking at some point in time that this was their plan all along, right? They think that they've escaped the Federal Reserve. They figured something out. The government would never allow it to exist unless they wanted it to. You think me and you could start our own currency? Huh? Everyone on this channel? What is it, 30,000 people? Yeah, we'll start our own currency and we'll only trade among each other. And oh yeah, the government wouldn't show up and say that these people are treasonous and they're, going against the government, or just whack us for even discussing the idea, right? No, they let this happen and they let people make millions and millions and billions of dollars with Bitcoin and Ethereum and not even understanding blockchain and what the goal is eventually to have all of this stuff inside of your body, in your DNA, your digital wallet. This will be embedded in you via blockchain. People out there don't even get it, right? So he's talking about us becoming the world dominator, the world leader in artificial intelligence, which is what? The theme of the World Economic Forum, the Bilderberg meetings, all these secret meetings that they do out in the open. They talk about it, right? They're secret meetings because the stuff they discuss behind closed doors is stuff you'll never hear about. But they're talking about AI governance. They just know you don't get it. They know the majority of people only hear things about what's a man and what's a woman, right? Then he's making us the capital in cryptocurrency so they could bring in what? A digital currency, right? Which will tie in with the digital ID that comes at the border. And last but not least, talking about technology and science, right? Of course, these are things that we still allow them to do. Technology is the enemy of humanity. They make it clear. They tell you that AI is going to eliminate jobs, going to eliminate people, literally can make T2s, but people are having too much fun making memes and doing stuff with AI that they don't want to hear it right now. And they say that's never going to happen. I'm just trusting in Trump. It's easier than actually starting a revolution against these people or laying my life down to prevent this from happening. They've created a society of weak, soft people, specifically the men out there who are more interested in how they look and the clothes that they're wearing than they are in actually being men and fighting against this tyranny and thinking that, of course, it's a lot easier to go and to try to achieve my dreams of becoming famous and doing this while voting for Donald Trump and hoping that he doesn't enslave us via technology, right? And it's incredible, too, that over the last couple of weeks, specifically a couple days ago or yesterday, even articles out there now talking about Joshua Haldeman and technocracy and how frightening it is, right? Because now some of the Democrats and the liberals are waking up to some of these things, right? The conservatives refuse to now. They're just thrilled they don't have to hear about men having babies and all that other crap, right? And kids getting castrated. The Democrats are starting to think, wait a minute, I heard some crazy conspiracy. Maybe they're not. This is why I'm still on this platform and many other platforms, right? Technocracy. What is technocracy? What is Donald Trump talking about when he says science and technology? He's talking about technocracy, right? Elon Musk accelerating Starship development to build Martian technocracy. Everyone thinks it's a joke. Constantly talking about technocracy and Mars, right? The experiment that is to come. And of course, technocracy, science, and technology. Technocracy created by who? Elon Musk's grandfather. No politicians, business people, money or income inequality. Those were all features of what technocracy called the price system. What's Elon Musk in favor of? He's in favor of everyone having a equal income, universal basic income, right? There'd be no countries called Canada or the US. How convenient, like I've been telling you about Canada, and the US becoming one, because it won't be the United States, it'll be the North American Union. And one giant continental landmass called the Technate, a techno-utopia run by engineers or other experts in their field. Does that sound a lot like what he just signed? Talking about commissions in science and technology. So let me get this straight. He signs an executive order saying that we're getting away from the WHO. So the sheep will cheer and think that he's really away from the WHO, even though he's the father of the magic potion, right? Then he tells you that he wants to bring in some gene editing to cure cancer and everyone should go get their own personalized gene editing. And these people go, wait a minute, I don't know about that. I love Trump, but I don't like that, right? Then he signs something with a technology science commission. Well, what does he need to do to convince you that this is, the same thing as the WHO, or the same thing as allowing the WHO to have control over their lives? Oh, because the science and the technology people won't be, Tedros and Bill Gates. They'll tell you that it's Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, so then you'll trust it. I mean, these people don't have the slightest clue what is happening in front of their faces. And again, all they hear is wah, 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 gender this, men playing women's sports, the stuff that Fox News keeps them stuck in, and the alt-right media, and all these documentaries like What is a Woman? People love it. They're entertained by it because they just want to hear a little bit of sanity. Instead of the citizens and all of us, what we should have done is prevented it from happening. If stories like that are true, which I'm not doubting they are, that people who are pro-life, why would we allow as citizens, civilians, to get arrested by our government for being pro-life? Why would Democrats, people who are pro-choice, be okay with that? They shouldn't be. None of us should be. But if they keep us divided, they can continue to do this seesaw to all of us and control all of us while telling you right to your face, while he was at the World Economic Forum this morning speaking, only took an hour later for him to live stream him signing these bills that he promised his friends, and yes, he used the term friends, as I covered in my previous video about Davos. He used the term friends, speaking about all the people at the World Economic Forum. He promised them that he was going to fast track artificial intelligence infrastructure, which is what they're all meeting there talking about. AI infrastructure, AI governance, smart city technology, making a science commission, and of course, bringing in crypto, becoming the capital in crypto so they can bring in a digital ID. And all they'll have to do is tell these sheeple that this digital currency that he's bringing in, it's not part of the federal bank currency, because we all heard about the federal bank digital currency, right? And the pushback and everything. And Trump said, we'll never bring that in. So we'll just name it something else. And then you'll think that you're free and you're free of the Fed. It's all they need to be told is you're free of the Fed. That's it. I'm free of the Fed. I'm in. I'm on board, right? They don't know who the boogeyman is behind the curtain. Guess who it is? It's the Fed. I mean, you could just tell these people, oh, I believe in God. Oh, Trump believes in God, right? That's it. Forget about everything else. Forget about his fruits when he talks and the things that he says. Yep, I'm on board with Trump. He says that okay, that's all it takes, right? So you don't think that a con man would be scamming you, telling you these things like, oh yeah, it's not the federal bank digital currency crypto. No, it's just something that independent people came up with and the government couldn't stop it because it was like a locomotive. Oh yeah, the government, who is like the mob, wouldn't whack people for starting their own currency, right? The government created the currency. The government's behind the currency. They're the man behind the screen. You know, the man that nobody could find who created Bitcoin that they say mysteriously vanished. Yeah, that's because it's Big Brother. That's who Oz is, the man behind the curtain, right? So Donald Trump giving the middle finger to people out there who are paying attention, of course. He knows, just like all the politicians know, that the people in the chats, if you read it, the chats during the executive orders, they're just going crazy. They're loving it. They're like, yeah, get them out of prison. Get those Christians out of prison, right? While he's saying all these other things that they don't get, right? Time to educate yourself on what the New World Order is. Because guess what? Your hero, Mr. Patriot, Mr. Nationalist, is creating and bringing in the infrastructure here, right? And all it takes is somebody else in 4 years to be put into power to say, hey, wait a minute, we're connecting this whole AI governance infrastructure to all the countries, and everything is going to be digital and connected, and there'll be one current. It's all it takes is you to allow this to be put in place in the first place. And of course, people are letting them do the stuff with AI because they're fast tracking it. They keep saying stuff like, oh, we can't keep, and they keep telling you and warning you, part of universal law, telling you it might kill you, it might end humanity as we know it. People will lose jobs. And people are just go, wait, what? What? Oh, yeah, we're going forward with it, though. Instead of holding these people accountable, because they're going, hey, get this app on your phone. Become dependent on these apps. These apps are fun. And everyone just goes along, oblivious. And they're oblivious by it's their own fault, because they're revealing themselves right now. Like never before. They're showing you the blueprint. They're revealing to you with these executive orders and the things they say, what they're bringing. And none of these people have a clue. What's scariest about it is that we obviously now have MAGA, which is they actually think that they're awake to the New World Order. Like they're all tweeting and talking. I stumbled upon some guy's channel. These got recommended because of my video on the World Economic Forum. And he's sitting there and he's like, Trump destroys the globalists at the World Economic Forum. He's got a picture behind him of Trump holding up the fist. I mean, complete sheeple, right? Likely a government operative, 2 million subs. These people talking about being suppressed and taken offline. Oh, right. Well, if you keep them in the left-right paradigm, they will not take you off of YouTube, obviously. But, the people in the comment, they're like, yeah, he destroyed the globalists. What world are you living in? What world are you living in? Because he went there and he said America first, or how he wants to put America. I mean, he literally told everybody at the World Economic Forum who he said were his friends that he was going to bring about and fast track AI infrastructure. And none of these people have the slightest clue what it means, even though they're revealing it right in front of you. Scary time to be alive when you see how dumb these people are. And all they need is a little entertainment like AI and everything else to bring it. Oh, sure. Yep. I'm in. I mean, it's not what it seems. Somebody messaged me the other day. Sorry, I'm continuing to rant here, and they were saying like, they would listen to other channels, which of course I expect, obviously you listen to, nobody should be in an echo chamber, only listen to me. But so it's like, I listen to other channels and some bigger channel who hasn't been censored, of course, who keeps people on the left, right. Cause again, they won't take them down, was talking about, oh, this stuff with AI, that's not real. That stuff with AI, that's not a danger. That's not a threat. Huh? Are you kidding me? These people who are taking the wheel, leading people in the MAGA movement who they've built up to think that they're awake and they know what's going on. These other people out there who are either gatekeeping or they're so dumb. And from the looks of most of them, they're just really, really dumb. Okay? We know the gatekeepers, Daily Wire, Alex Jones. Then we know there's other YouTubers and other prominent figures like Benny Johnson who get millions of views. And you look at them and you go, are they operatives of the government or are they just really dumb? Because all they have to be is really dumb and not be able to see this stuff and talk about these things to get a big following in the government to say, yeah, push them, promote them in the algorithm. And that's what's happening. Nobody's waking up to what this really is. And it's a real shame, it's a shame, but I'll continue my best to try to, stay in the fight here, but it's getting tougher by the day. So we'll see, now Donald Trump has promised to bring about this country becoming the AI capital of the world. Yeah. Let's hope some people start waking up to it. You would have thought Operation Warp Speed would have woke them up. Nope. You would have thought that in 2017, when everyone was getting censored online and Trump did nothing, that would have woke him up. Nope. You would have thought when he said he was going to drain the swamp and put Hillary in jail, would have woke people up. Nope, because he did nothing, right? You would have thought even a couple days ago when he immediately gave $500 billion to AI infrastructure, that would have woken him up. Nope. And you really, really, really would have hoped and thought that him coming out immediately talking about the guy from Oracle and trying to gene edit you would have woke people up. Did it? Doesn't look like it. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families, as always.